Busoga. Kyabazinga. Dale ni Uganda etere mwaka sente. Isaife simba sima. Tina baby nizali kwemba. Lero mpawire irobozi. Tuso kusima kwange yaiwe mwene. Kuba babo tuleze. Era basoga tulikirala. Baba tusimye chongero. Ndeke muwane baba ni baba. Kyabazinga ziramu wakanya baba waife. Kyabazinga bana baleyo baba ni baba. Kyabazinga gazisa Busoga baba waife. Kyabazinga Busoga ewo matomoga. Kubanga woba webirungi ogaba. Ekituufu obudabuda. Oyambye Obusoga. Osomesa abaana. Wagaba di basare. Amasomero ozimbye.
Nabawereza na Buyende Pastor Zigwana ni mchala wesisa na twala isomero ikanisa y'Ebuyende deno mwindi oyogere kusema
baba nsiimye ino kukwagana wano ate webali kuikiriza kutwaniza abantu b'Ebuyende. Nze mutabani Okembo wa Patrick waikiriza nkuume tawuni kanso y'Ebuyende webali n'otwaliriza.
Stefan Houston. So Stefan is the team leader from Radford Baptist Church in Virginia, in the US. And you can see she has led a big team that I will introduce you later. Or maybe Stefan will introduce them later. But I would like Stefan to just speak her name and introduce us the rest of the team from Virginia. And then Dr. Ochman will speak after that.
I'm Stephanie, and I've been leading mission trips here for 4 years now, and I've enjoyed your people immensely. The team member, we have 12 team members this year. Harry, Renee, Christine, Sandra, Brooke, Audrey, Abby, Shannon, Brian, Josh, Sophie, and then we have support team members. All right.
Let me invite you to also introduce yourself, and then I'll come back to introduce the rest of the team that have come from Buyende.
Your Highness, the Kyabazinga of Busoga, we are honored to be hosted by you. The chiefs, thank you so much for receiving us. We feel very welcome. It's not our first time to be in this beautiful kingdom. We've been working with you, we've been supported by you, and it's a joy to be here. As you see, we have been combined with the Ugandan team and the USA team. Can I invite the Ugandan team to please stand up? So this is the support team that has been supporting the good work that has been happening. I will not go individually to introduce them, but I just wanted you to know that we feel very, very welcome. And so thank you.
Thank you. Let me also invite. So what can we do to help our people in Buyende, our people in Busoga, to fight this idea of illiteracy? I come from Buyende. I went to primary school in Buyende. How come I was so lucky and made it to the university and did an engineering degree? Right now, I also work with MTN. And I've been in charge of construction of what you call a mirongot. And I started to work very hard to ensure that our Busoga area is connected, but also to ensure that the children in our area get interested in education. But I knew the reasons why most of the kids would not make it to university. Coming from Buyende, the schools are too far. just in Buyende alone, the primary school close where I used to go is about 10 kilometers a day. So imagine a young child, 6 years, to trek 10 kilometers every day to school and back. Maybe they can do for the first 1 year or first 1 term. After a while, they give up. And that has been the story. So my brother Ivan and I, when we met the king, we then began to talk to our friend and vision bearer of New Life Ministries, Dr. Richmond, and asked him a question: is there something we can do to provide access to education to the children in Buyende? And that gave birth to New Life Academy. And as I speak now, we are educating 180 children free of charge in this area of Buyende, where the mayor of Buyende is around, can testify to that. And we've seen a lot of impact on that. But I want to ask our chairman and vision bearer, Dr. Richmond, who has really understood and has a vision around what we are trying to do, to come and perhaps express to you the impact. Maybe when we were studying under a tree barefoot and their breakfast was a mango. And we said 4 years ago, this cannot continue. We can do something about it. So let me invite someone who has allowed partner with the king and the people in Buyende to make a huge difference around the education, to speak more about it.
Leading teams here for the last 4 years, and we've treated probably over 1,000 people in Buyende during that time. In the past years, we've had to turn some people away because we weren't fast enough to be able to get through everyone, but this year we were able to see everyone.
Yeah.
And we, that as Dr. Richmond had said, last year there was an epidemic of red eye. And this year it was under control. We had to give out to some that had it, but it wasn't everyone. And so we were able, his hand had to be amputated. He came to our clinic, our nurses saw him and treated him and gave him the medication. We, a lot of times, will send them to a clinic and pay for what they need. One of those instances, what last year was a woman, and I'm happy to tell you that all 3 of them are healthy and strong. Last year also there was a case where the dad, you need to choose between your wife and your child. Who are we going to save? And I said, no, the child is old enough. Go to a NICU unit and we will help you. The medicine that they can never afford, and glasses as well. We've given away hundreds of pairs of glasses in the last 4 years.
Thank you so much.
It's a partnership wagati wa different parties. Ayenga ekikulu kiri nti abeesegaga ab'e Buyende n'abantu ab'okukyalo tukolagana nabo bukalamu, era abeesegaga abo sebo n'abaatuwa ettaka eryasookerwako project eyo. Kiddako nkola bulungi engeri kyekiri nti era beddiyano baakubonaku nkwandulire ku nti maama nga yafuluma mu lubiri muno bamusookeza budyope. Tuli basiimu baba ku lwekyo, era tuli basiimu nti emipiira gy'amasaza ga Busoga gw'omwaka guno ojja gigwirawo Irundu era budyope. Webale ino okuba ng'otwenda otyo. Tidde wakyo ono wenkoona etakubye engalo nandibere ng'asinga ono owaiswa kubanga yowaimwe. Baba tijja kuba na bigambo bingi. Baba ise bantu sebo fumbuwa ebyanda n'ebyanda.
And we thank you for all the necessary support. Of course, coming from US in your different states, I know most of you are coming from Virginia. In as much as you're not being specific, I don't know whether you're coming from Norfolk, whether you're coming from Richmond, whether you're coming from Lynchburg, whether you're coming from Manassas, whether you're coming from Potomac Mills, and whether maybe you're coming from Tyson's Corner. I'm not certain, but I would be grateful to know which particular area you're coming from in Virginia. Oh, good to see you. Because I'm normally around Potomac in Maryland and Arlington in DC. Yes. So I'm much interested in Virginia. That's true. In as much as you have your speed limits. You're one of the states with dangerous traffic laws because of your speed limits. Normally people get a lot of tickets in Virginia, especially first time people to come in Virginia. We are grateful from where you've come from because we know it's a long distance, but having interest in Africa and in particular in Uganda and Busoga Kingdom, we are very delighted and happy to see you here. And I'm pretty sure most of you are still a bit jet lagged, given the time difference, but feel at home, and we know we shall continue working with you. I'm getting back to the story of New Life schools. Of course, at the beginning, I was a bit astonished because I went to New Life Academy before it became into a school, and it was my first time in my entire life to see a very dilapidated small house where most of the students in Buyende were studying from. And of course, what made the story more interesting was that even the two teachers that I met, of course one of them was disabled, the lady, and secondly, they were using their small house as well as part of the classroom blocks for the students. And of course that would happen especially when it normally rained, given the kind of environment that I found. So it was my first time to experience such kind of lifestyle. But of course, I was very happy that the Buyende District clan, where most of our people here belong, decided to forfeit a huge amount of land for purposes of development and for purposes of seeing new life within the communities, as the saying goes. And I'm happy that the dream has come true so far. Therefore, I extend our sincere gratitude from Busoga Kingdom for the great job well done. Of course, I last went there about 2 years ago, but there was great progress. And I'm pretty sure there is much more at the moment. When I saw some of the pictures yesterday, I was very happy that you've decided to venture into the health sector, where I saw you having community activities centered around helping the different communities away from the children, treating them different diseases, checkups, and so forth. Therefore, we are very happy as a kingdom because we believe that if we have our people living in a healthy environment, then they shall be in position to work hard and sustain their families and the different communities. So thank you for taking that initiative of going ahead, apart from educating the young generation, and as well supplement it with the health side of life. Then of course, thirdly, away from that, thank you for bringing the different kinds of arrangement, for instance, for ensuring that our people are religiously okay, because through religion, you've constructed a church which is growing as per the updates that I received, and we know through people being God-fearing, they will be morally upright. So as a cultural institution, we are happy that you're helping us to shape the different communities within Buyende, and we do hope that more and more people shall come. We are very grateful for that arrangement. Then of course, on the side of the community, I normally receive feedback from them. The feedback loops demonstrate that they are seeing a lot of new events unfolding. For instance, the infrastructure, of course, the busy environment, the exposure that comes with it, the job opportunities created, and so forth. We are therefore very happy that Buyende, that was known to be a deep village in a remote area, is certainly becoming one of the very best examples in our kingdom, where people are seeing rampant development in different spheres within the community. Thank you for taking off time to develop that area, especially being strategically located in the center of Buyende District. We know as time goes on, we shall see further development. Thank you for those great initiatives. And because on our side, we are committed to continue working with you. And we know that as time goes on, we shall further strengthen our relationship into the different projects and into the different exchange programs between Busoga Kingdom and you as partners. Therefore, on behalf of Busoga Kingdom, I'm officially committing ourselves to continue working with you in order to further improve the livelihoods of our people. Of course, as a kingdom, we have different structures under our kingdom, and I'm glad they have introduced to you the Chiefs Royal Council, the different chiefs from different chiefdoms, and would be very grateful for them to as well work with you, since they are at the helm of mobilizing our subjects, they are at the helm of passing on the different messages to different communities, and at the same time, the kingdom being a people-centric organization, it would be good for them to be included in your programs in order for us to further strengthen our relationship and to have further development. Thank you for as well tackling the poverty rates, because we know Buyende is no longer the same. Buyende of 4 or 5 years ago, a lot has transpired and a lot has changed. Therefore, we thank you for joining us to ensure that we reduce the poverty rates in Busoga sub-region. And thank you as well for being good listeners, because at the moment, being a goodwill UN ambassador in charge of teenage pregnancies, I'm delighted that you've started initiating different programs that are geared towards fighting and reducing the teenage pregnancies in Busoga sub-region that had become alarming. I do believe that you'll engage a higher gear, especially in Buyende. It has been very rampant. It has been one of the alarming areas, so that we can be in position to work together and tackle these vices in our kingdom. Of course, for the interest of time, I won't say much, but I thank you for setting up the university, and I would be happy to pay a visit to see the new changes, because I've been briefed, a lot has happened in a short time, which is furthering a lot of developments in the Buyogere. And I'm happy that you've managed to ensure that the dream finally becomes true. And very soon, the university shall commence and educate our different communities within society. I once again thank you for paying us a courtesy visit and look forward to working with you further. Also, go Kwisanya. Amen.